All right, you guys, what's going on? Still Saturday. Boy, it do not feel like a Saturday. For some reason, it feel like a Wednesday or a Thursday, but nevertheless, it is Saturday. Maybe it's because I'm so used to covering fights on a Friday or a Saturday, but I think I've only covered a fight on Sunday, maybe two or three times, but I will be, in attendance in full effect for the anyway fight tomorrow. So, best of wishes to both guys. So let me talk about the Canelo fight or try to sum it up. I'm definitely gonna talk about um, something that I witnessed and that I peeped game about. Now I'm gonna make a comparison to Canelo's fight and Devin Haney's fight. And at the end of the day, it's just a double standard that goes on. Canelo, Canelo tried to do this, Canelo tried to do that. The fight was lackluster. But of course, the official blamed everything entirely on Williams' skull. Nothing about what Canelo should do. And then yesterday with Devin Haney, people blamed everything strictly on Devin Haney. It's always the blame it on the nigga thing. And I know Sergio Mora wanted to say something so bad. He kept saying, I'm just not going to say that. I know what he was going to try to say. He just was going to try to say, black fighters don't like to engage and all that type of stuff and run and all this kind of stuff. But I'm about to reveal something. I'm about to reveal something, and I'm gonna catch everybody. You finna be caught red-handed on your racial double standard. Oh, and don't come on here talking about, hey Tam, why you making this about race? Because I want to, because it is about race. I've said this time and time again. If a brother fight like David Benavidez, throw a lot of punches, action-packed fight, they say he's not good on he's not a good defensive fighter or he hasn't fought anybody. But if the dude is defensively responsible, he's boring, is this and that. It's they're never satisfied. They will always nitpick. They will always find something wrong, no matter what. It's just this thing where they just refuse, for the lack of better words, to give a black fighter their just due. But at the end of the day, Canelo, at times, he was just sitting up pacing, and Canelo was trying to be, you know, uh, you know, Canelo was trying to walk Williams' skull down, but it didn't seem like he could. But Canelo did enough to win the fight. I mean, Canelo at times he did look like he was bothering Williams' skull with some of the body shots, but he hit Williams' skull flush a couple of times, and it didn't seem to bother him. So his chin seemed to be pretty savvy. It just appears that he isn't good to the body, because those body shots was bothering him to the point to where he was trying to insinuate that Canelo was hitting him low, and Canelo was not hitting them low. I'll call it right how I see it. But there were times where Canelo was just sitting up, not doing nothing. And Canelo got hit occasionally with some counter shots. He got hit with an uppercut. Canelo always have been subjectable to an uppercut. Because sometimes when he walks in, he holds the high guard, so you can sneak an uppercut in with Canelo. And Canelo, as usual, showed a sturdy chin, but it's been proven time and time again you can outbox Canelo. Appreciate the super chat, but just seeing Sergio Moore and Chris Mannix, I think that was Chris Mannix, just constantly complaining about what William Skull uh, wasn't doing. And then you look at the fight yesterday, they put everything all on Devin Haney. So at the end of the day, if a fight goes bad, they're gonna make it the black guy's fault no matter what. But I'm gonna come up with the punch stats. You're gonna see some very interesting punch stats. So I'm gonna compare both fights, and this gonna be a drop the mic moment, which gonna show you that there's racial bias towards black fighters. Always have been, especially this day and age, where black fighters between the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were appreciated. But you started to see towards the 90s and the 2000s, you started to see a change in the guard. But then again, you started to see a forceful change in the guards because for the most part, the black fighters were too dominant. So I do think there was this thing to basically tear down the black fighters and build up the non-black fighters. Now, don't get me wrong, guys like Manny Pacquiao, they earned the right to get where they were as fighters. That's just real talk. Manny, he worked his way up. He put in the work. He put in the work. And there were some other fighters that wasn't, black that put in the work. They had some good fighters in this that wasn't black in the 80s, the Ricardo Lopez's of the 90s and those type of dudes, the Oscar De La Hoyas. But I'm just saying, they didn't want to pass the mantle. They hated passing the mantle to Floyd Mayweather. And then, you look at Floyd Mayweather, he was too dominant. There was nobody that really could beat him. We could sit up there and talk about that Floyd lost to Castillo and he might have lost to Maidana, but on paper he didn't. And see, that's the thing. Everybody hang they head high on the fact that they think Floyd lost to Maidana or Oscar De La Hoya or Castillo. But here's the thing. Castillo, Floyd beat him with ease in the rematch. Maidana, Floyd beat him more decisively. Oscar De La Hoya, they never got around to a rematch. But I wasn't that impressed by Canelo's performance. Canelo gonna always beat dudes like William Skull. Canelo was gonna win that fight regardless. He was gonna win that fight regardless because they have to set up the big fight that's going to happen in September. I already talked about that. Appreciate the super chat, man. Once again, so they have to set up the super fight. I wasn't really that impressed with. I wasn't that impressed with Canelo's performance. To be honest with you, if William Skull had took more chances, who knows? But I had Canelo winning that fight. Worst case scenario for Canelo, 10-2 or maybe 11-1. I just feel like Skull just didn't do enough. But there were a couple of rounds that if you wanted to be generous, you could have made them maybe a swing round. So worst case scenario, it still should have been probably, 8-4 Canelo if you wanted to give a couple of swing rounds. But I thought Canelo clearly won the fight. And it wasn't an impressive win. It wasn't one of these fights where you just be like, ooh, I haven't seen Canelo win impressively in a while. I'm just keeping it 100. You going back to the Caleb Plant fight. And Canelo, once again, has failed to get a knockout. Canelo hasn't had a knockout in a while. He hasn't had a knockout since Caleb Plant. I'm just keeping it a buck. He hasn't had a knockout since Caleb Plant. So I believe that Canelo got power, but then he doesn't have devastating power. Yeah, he could touch you up, he could bother you, but he doesn't have that. He doesn't have one punch knockout power. I mean, Amir Khan is Amir Khan. We all know Amir Khan has always had a chandelier jaw. But we haven't seen Canelo really lower the boom on nobody in a while. He's just been skating by people. He's skating by and winning unanimous decisions. But I'm just saying, when was the last fight that you just seen where you were just impressed? All the fights that Canelo has been in, he's been a heavy favorite. Did anybody expect him to lose to Jaime Munguia? Did anybody expect him to lose to Charlo? And Charlo went up 2 weight classes. Did anybody, I mean, come on, man. Can we keep it 100? Did anybody expect Edgar Berlanga to beat him? That's what I'm saying. Canelo has been carefully picking these guys post Dimitri Bivol because that's a fight that backfired on him. He thought Dimitri Bivol was a lick, and Dimitri Bivol licked his ass. And I don't mean figuratively, you know what I mean. and Dimitri, because I know how some of y'all have this infatuation with that kind of stuff. But nevertheless, he thought that, Dimitri Bivol was easy pickings, and Dimitri Bivol picked him apart for 12 rounds. Beat him easily, beat him decisively. Well, that's what I'm saying. And Canelo always gets, he always gets a pass for picking these kind of dudes, but yet they want the brothers to fight. They want the brothers to fight monsters. They want the brothers to fight any and everybody. They love, like I say, and the so-called fan, they love to matchmake for the brothers who the brothers is supposed to fight. But then when it comes to Canelo picks these type of dudes to fight. To be honest with you, he been on some Triple G shit for a while. And we know how Triple G was. If that's one fighter who I think isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, is Triple G. One of the biggest frauds I ever seen at middleweight. Master cherry picker. And when he had that one life and death fight with Daniel Jacobs, he refused to give him a rematch. But he fought Canelo, gave Canelo a rematch. So I'm just saying. Now I know people gonna be hating. I know somebody gonna come here and make a comment about Canelo Canelo do this versus, but good, because I'm good at returning fire. I love that. Canelo has gotten a complete pass for picking these type of dudes to fight. But I know they had to get him the belt back. So him and Bud could fight for undisputed. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. William Skull, let's just keep it 100. I don't care how deep you is in the boxing. Can we just tell the truth? Can we fucking tell the truth? Everybody knows I follow boxing. But nobody heard of William Skull till Canelo signed on the dotted line to fight him. Let's not make it look like we knew who this dude was. Don't sit up there, well, come on, man. Come on, man. Can we stop this? Can we stop the cap? And I'm just saying Canelo has continued to get away with this, and nobody criticizes him for picking these type of dudes. Like I said before, who in the fuck asked for a fight with Charlo? Who asked him to fight Jaime Munguia? Who asked him to fight Edgar Berlanga? Anybody that seemed like they could give Canelo a real fight, Canelo has avoided him. And like I said, he's failed to knock anybody out. And then due to the fact that Canelo couldn't really like get something going to like really put himself in a position to get Skull out of there, he picked him up, he tried to slam him. I'm just saying. Now, for those who think, oh, I'm picking on Canelo because he's Mexican, y'all know you didn't heard me go in on black fighters too. You didn't heard me go in on my own, so you can say that I'm picking on Canelo because he's Mexican. You can get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm just telling the honest to God truth. Canelo has gotten away with this for far too long. Okay. He fighting dudes that don't have no name, don't have no real ranking, that don't bring that really, as a lot of time black women love to say, or use that terminology, hate getting asked that terminology, like, what do you bring to the table? None of these dudes brought nothing to the table but a guaranteed W for Canelo, and we just have to keep it 100. We have to keep it 100. And then Look at the punch output. Canelo threw like less than 200 punches, and he landed one more punch more than Skull did. I think he landed a total of 50. They said Canelo landed a total of like 56 punches, and Skull landed 55 punches, but he threw more. Okay. Devin Haney threw over 200 punches. He landed 70 punches. Now, neither one of those fight what you would call a high caliber, high punch output fight, but damn, the way people been attacking Devin Haney, but then they've been attacking him anyway for the last year. A guy that got cheated by Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia knowingly cheated. He intentionally cheated. And that's the end of the story. And that was revenge. Keep in mind, Rolly is half black. So Rolly's black side came out yesterday. That was the black Rolly. That was the black Rolly that came out. And he dropped Ryan Garcia. And then Ryan Garcia, of course, I don't want to hear this stuff about a long layoff a year, because keep in mind, they were saying, but he was the favorite to win. So now all of a sudden the layoff is the excuse, right? But you don't want to hear no excuses for Devin Haney having a year layoff. Well, at least Devin won his fight. Ryan Garcia got dropped. He got put on his ass, and for the rest of the fight, he was in survivor mode. He was basically fighting to keep Rolly off of him. He got humiliated. And then you had people dismiss the fact that that man had steroids in his system. You trying to say, oh, well, the amount, male fellas, it did make a difference because he was cycling and he didn't flush everything out of the system. So stop it. So ain't nobody trying to hear these excuses. So I'm not trying. So how come Canelo don't get the same criticism? Ryan was a heavy favorite to beat Rolly, even with a year layoff. He was supposed to knock Rolly out, but Rolly spoiled. And then that's dirty how they did Rolly. Rolly didn't even have a guaranteed hotel room. So Rolly wasn't supposed to win. Rolly, and I'll talk to Bill like earlier this morning. I'm gonna have a meeting with Bill probably Monday or something. Because me and Bill working on some other stuff too. So just stay tuned. We don't want to reveal it, but we working on something else. My advice to Bill, if you listening, Devin should just take it's now. Here's the thing. We don't even have to worry about a Ryan Garcia rematch for right now. Devin should just take a fight in Oakland, fight home, get comfortable with fighting, get comfortable with fighting on a regular basis. But like I said, everybody trying to change the narrative and Sergio Mora came on Goodfellas Sports TV making excuses. Oh, it was the year late. No. Ryan just ain't shit without them roids. He ain't shit with that Ostarine. All you got to do is look up Ostarine, what type of effects it give you. Strength, extra muscle, like, come on, man. And then you got people trying to insult your intelligence. It wasn't nothing better than watching Ryan Garcia cry in the car. And then, like I said, to all you niggas that was sitting up supporting Ryan Garcia and going against the grain as usual, fuck y'all too. And overlook the fact ignored the fact that Ryan Garcia said that racist stuff about black people. Blatantly racist stuff, made full-blown terrorist threats, and y'all nigga gave him a complete pass. Y'all are cowards. And this is why a lot of times people don't respect black men. Now, I'm looking for somebody, hopefully somebody show up. Hopefully somebody in particular show up at the anyway fight. I promise you guys, it's not going to get to the point where it's going to get, physical or nothing like that. I don't do that type of shit, but I am going to confront somebody. Now, whether it's on camera or not, we'll have to see. Canelo is listen. Canelo got red hair. If Canelo, if Canelo, y'all sure y'all want to have a lineage debate about Canelo, what Canelo really is? So you don't want to go that route. You don't want to go that route. I promise you. Well, you know, if you don't like what I have to say, you can see your way off of here. Nobody asked you to be here. What you here for? Go cry somewhere else. I can remove you if you want me to. You don't run shit on my channel. You for real. Yep. I carry a yep. I carry yep. I carry a platinum race card because I find myself always having to use it in most cases. Yep. I got $1 million line of credit on my platinum race card. Yep. Sure do. Sure do. Sure do. Yep. I gain and plus I got like 50,000 like bonus points too. You know, plane tickets and all that stuff on my platinum race card. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing somebody. Now, let's just hope this person don't try to play victim. Let's just hope he don't try to play victim because he was talking some cachet stuff. Like I said, you see people make excuses for Ryan Garcia testing positive. You know damn well if that had been Devin that tested positive, people would have been calling for him to be removed from boxing. They would have been saying, "Oh, he should be suspended for a year." Like I said, we don't want to hear this stuff about snack because Robert Garcia got fighters that use snacks, but y'all ain't saying nothing about y'all ain't suspicious of them. But the brothers that you so let me get this straight. The Nun and Caleb Plant uses snack. So let me get this straight. The brothers that's on snack, they cheating. Oh, something is strange about it. But the non-black, oh, okay, it's legit. Okay, that's racist within itself. Ryan was crying. Ryan was crying because he knew he was busted. And I mean, Ryan Garcia didn't have. When I say after he got floored the first time, you could tell his heart got taken away. You could tell he was completely. You could tell he was completely humiliated. Yeah, that hook didn't hit. That right hook didn't affect Rolly. And he hit Rolly flush a couple of times, didn't bother Rolly one bit. Rolly took his shot. Maybe Rolly should have moved up to 147 a long time ago. Maybe Rolly was weight draining himself trying to fight at those lower weight classes because he was and he boxed good. Rolly boxed good. Rolly swung out of range a couple of times, but for the most part, he was disciplined. And that stab jab he had, I mean, I'm talking about it was money. I mean, Ryan had no answer for that. So I just saw some new things, some new tricks that Rolly worked on, and Rolly said it. He said, yeah, he said he was glad to like screw it up. He said he was glad to screw it up. And it was funny. And when I talked to Bill, we was just laughing about it. But Bill in good spirits about they're not really. I mean, what's the use of a rematch with Ryan Garcia? Why? Ryan lost. But it was kind of funny going to certain social media platforms, seeing how some people turned on Ryan Garcia. You know, you know. I had a ball with it. At the end of the day, I was glad that Ryan got humiliated like that, because I think if Ryan Garcia would just admit and it just be a man to just say, hey, you know what, I got caught, but all this stuff about people framed him and all that kind of stuff, man, you sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. You really think that somebody gonna pay to like intercept your drug test and taint them and all this kind of like, dude, it ain't even that serious. It ain't even that serious. You ain't that special to do something like that too. You're not that special. And then let's just keep it a buck about Ryan Garcia. Yeah, Ryan Garcia had a lot of followers on Twitter and all that, or Twitter X or Instagram. But here's the thing: Ryan can't sell no tickets unless he fight a brother. Ryan Garcia fought in Houston. He sold like 7,000 tickets. Ryan wasn't selling no tickets. He sold out against Tank because people, because it was more people there to see Tank. He sold out against Devin Haney because it was more people there to see Devin Haney. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's just keep. Can we stop the cap? Can we stop the cap? Yeah, people don't want to hear the truth. He was just somebody that they was blowing up because I mean he had what you call this. I don't know. I don't know if you call it the boy next door or whatever you want to call it. But Ryan, at the end of the day, Ryan should just focus on acting or something, be an actor or something, and that's just real talk. Now, as far as Devin go, I want to see Devin fight another fight. Um, I want to see him fight another fight because we know what happened with the Ryan Garcia fight. That just make it even worse. That just make it even worse. And then I'm just gonna keep it a buck too. Getting back to Canelo, Canelo. I think Canelo only didn't have one knockout since the suspension. Since he was eating that mystery meat and he tested positive from clenbuterol. So Canelo ain't had that many knockouts since he. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. And Ryan Garcia looked like straight trash. So where all them memes at with Ryan Garcia getting floored? Because y'all was show putting the ones with Devin Haney. Rolly owned Ryan Garcia. He knocked him out in sparring, and then he damn near knocked him out in the actual fight. So Ryan Garcia is Rolly's son. So maybe we need to put some pictures up of Rolly holding a baby Ryan Garcia. He made Ryan Garcia's bitch ass cry. I'm ex- Yeah, now all of a sudden people Rolly fan. Now I heard one dude say that Ryan Garcia got de-Mexicaned, whatever the fuck that means. I have no I guess his Mexican card been taken. But then I said that last year that a lot of people wasn't feeling Ryan Garcia. A lot of these Mexicans wasn't even feeling Ryan Garcia. They were saying he wasn't a real Mexican because one, he don't speak Spanish and all this kind of stuff. said he was too Hollywood, and I mean, come on. They only became fans when he beat Devin Haney because Devin Haney is a black fighter. Keep in mind, Devin Haney was the favorite to beat Ryan Garcia. They already had wrote Ryan Garcia off, and then when Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney, then all of a sudden they became fans. And then these people so racist and full of shit. Ryan tested positive, failed 3 drug tests, but yet Devin Haney is is the villain. So to all you, I just want to know, what do you got to say now? How quickly you turned on Ryan Garcia? What do you sorry motherfuckers got to say now that your hero got beat up and got thoroughly dominated? Oh, so that's what it means that when he got de-Mexicanized. Oh, okay, yeah. Most Mexicans I knew couldn't stand Ryan Garcia. They said his Mexican card been removed. So I was just wondering, but I saw a lot of people flip on Ryan Garcia. Now what it is that Ryan Garcia got completely exposed. Now the new narrative is, you know, the new narrative is to jump on Rolly sack or somehow just resort to criticizing Devin Haney. But Jose Ramirez, the funny part about it is Jose Ramirez threw more punches than Canelo did, and he lost. Jose Ramirez landed 40 punches, but Canelo threw less than 200 punches and landed 56 punches to Devin's 70. But Canelo ain't getting criticized one bit. It's all William Scott's fault. It's all Devin's fault. Jose Ramirez should have tried to press the action more. He should have tried to come forward more. So, like I said, I don't want to hear no more of these excuses. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to use the race card. Yep. I bought like about $40 versus a race card on on this platinum race card. So I got about $40 worth on this stream. Just telling the truth. People hate to hear the truth. And why don't you like Ryan Garcia and being Mexican? I want to hear this. I want to hear this. I want to hear this because we need to have this. Because see, here's the thing. I don't tell Mexicans how to be Mexican. That's why I get pissed off when they be sitting up trying to tell black people how to be black. I'm looking for real. And I don't get involved in tribal. But I want to hear what you have to say, though. I just want to hear what you have to say. I mean, Canelo already been beat. He been beat twice. I mean, you can make an argument that he lost to Lara, and you can make an argument that the Austin Trout fight without the knockdown that could have went either way. So I'm just saying, Canelo ain't took a challenge in a minute though. We all wanted him to fight David Benavidez, but he started to do like what some people accuse Floyd of doing, picking people and fighting guys that they knew they could beat. You know, I guess Canelo figured Floyd did it, so why can't I do it? But at least the dudes that Floyd was fighting was sort of intriguing. I mean, Sugar Shane Mosley was one punch away from from defeating Floyd. He was one punch away from knocking Floyd out. I give Floyd credit. He observed those 2 big shots, but boy, if he got hit with that one more time, who knows? So I'm just saying. Oh, listen, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just talking about these double standards, man. I'm like everybody coming for Devin Haney for landing 70 punches, but Canelo landed 56 punches and threw less punches than Devin Haney, but ain't nobody criticizing Canelo. And I don't want to hear this stuff about the face of boxing. Listen, I understand Sergio Mora. He take it up for Canelo because Canelo Mexican like him. My thing is, why can't the brothers do it? My problem is you got people that's not black trying to tell me I can't like support somebody that look like me. So if y'all can do it with Canelo, us black folks, we definitely can do it with our own, and ain't nobody gonna make us feel guilty about it. Like I said, Ryan on paper had a easier opponent than Devin. A lot of people were saying that Devin might lose to Jose Ramirez. People were saying, "Oh, this is the wrong fight that Devin took, and he beat Jose Ramirez with ease." And then Ryan Garcia goes in there and lays a complete egg. He got humiliated. Now I want to see if he gonna show his face. I mean, hope maybe he'll show up tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. I'm all but sure Rolly will show up tomorrow at the Inoue fight. Listen, Rolly loved the attention. Rolly is the guy right now. He on cloud 9 because he did. Hey, and here's the thing, though. You look at Ryan Garcia's losses. Like his 2 losses is to black fighters. I mean, Rolly's half black. I mean, his mother is a light skin. I met Rolly's mother. His mother is a light skinned black lady. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, Ryan should have used some Osterine versus Rolly because he showed. Hey, that man that without Osterine hit a little bit different. Listen. Y'all know that I'm cool with Jose Ramirez. That's I'm real cool with Jose Ramirez. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. Jose Ramirez is always giving me access, and I'm not gonna sit up there and go in on him and rip him to shreds. But I'm just saying, what happened to that? Oh, Devin ain't got no chin. Devin can't take a punch. Ryan is the one who can't take no damn punch. Ryan got floored by Luke Campbell. He got floored by Uncle Luke. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, rock with it, rock. So he got floored by Uncle Luke. Got floored by Tank. Got floored by Rolly. But I'm all but sure Rolly is gonna be at the fight tomorrow. If not, I'll be surprised. And Rolly gonna make his presence felt. He know he gonna be the man of the hour. So I'm just saying. But anyway, you guys, appreciate y'all being here. We'll talk back in a little bit because I got to put together these numbers. We definitely gonna talk about the punch stats and the comparison. So stay tuned. It's your boy Tay, and I'm out.